as Dash of Dave. He'll take some scraps and bits of this, turn them into something you can't miss. Junk journals, tapes, and crafts galore. He'll have you begging, show me more. Oh, Dash of Dave, oh, what a sight. Mixing colors, day and night.
Hi everyone, it's Dash of Dave here, and I'm back for another crafty video. So again, another one sheet wonder for you today. Another little creation I've come up with. And this is, we have a little tag here that can be taken off by unclipping the pins and obviously flattening that back out again. We've got a tuck here for a tag, so that's 2. We've got a pocket here, that's 3. We've got a pocket here, 4, pocket here, 5, and a pocket here, 6. So we've got 6 pockets, and I think you'll agree it's just something a little bit different. It's another one sheet wonder. It's super simple to make. Just need to follow some very basic instructions, and we will make it together right now. So what you're obviously going to need first of all is a sheet of 12 by 12 paper, and we will do that in just a second. There we go. So that's our prototype. Sorry, I had a knock on the door. So yeah, so we're going to make this, and I will show you how. So it's really simple. What we're going to do is, we're first of all going to take this piece. Now you can either choose to score it, or you don't have to. So if you don't have a scoreboard, this is perfect for you. If you do have a scoreboard, you can use that, but you don't have to. What we're going to do first of all is we're going to fold it in half. So you can either score it in the middle, or you can just fold it in half. And I'm going to fold it that way. Then, if you don't have a scoreboard, you don't have to have a panic about it. So we're just going to put a score line in there. I'm going to open it back out again, and then we're going to fold it the other way. So you're going to fold it left to right, then top to bottom. And again, just put your score line in. Okay, now what we're going to do is going to choose which side do we want on the outside. So this is what I would consider to be the outside. So when you fold it over, you can see this as the main piece, and under here as well. Okay, this piece has been flipped the other way around. So this is my outer. I want this on the outside. So in order to do that, I'm going to flip it over so it's face down for the time being. What we next want to do is we want to just cut along this horizontal line just to the middle. So you can either do that with a pair of scissors, or you can do it with a blade. Entirely up to you. I prefer to use a blade, but that's just me. You do you. And we're just going to cut that piece there. I'm going to leave it all intact. You don't need to do any more to it. All you're going to do is you're going to do some very simple folds and things now. So you will be cutting some more things though, so don't panic. So what we're going to do now is we're going to make this piece at the top here. So in order to do that, what we're going to do is we're going to take this piece, and we're not going to fold it. We're just going to bring it to meet the middle, the middle fold there. So I've just lifted that up so that I can't quite see the contrast on this paper. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to pinch it just in the middle, just in this piece. So not so that I get a score line down the whole thing, but just so I can find the middle of it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go about a third of the way down. So I'm just going to pinch it there. Okay, if it helps, you can just put a pencil mark so that you can see it. Okay, and then you're going to open it back out again and just try and make it flat again. Okay, so now what we're going to do, I'm going to flip it open. This is my pencil mark here. I'm just going to put a little crosshair there. So hopefully you can see that. Apologies if you can't. Then what we're going to do is we're going to come in at the side, and we're going to measure about, doesn't have to be perfect. If you want to do it without a ruler, entirely up to you, but we're going to do about 1.5 inches from the top, and we're just going to put a little pencil mark on that side, and then do the same on the other side. 1.5 inches from the top. Dave, if you turn the ruler around, it'd be helpful. 1.5 is about, I can't see the half mark there, about there. And now what we're going to do is we're going to cut down this line to this first pencil mark. Wherever it is, it's there. I'm just going to cut down this line. It's there. I'm going to turn it back. And then we're going to cut from this point to where that bit there, so where we came 1.5 inches down, and from this point to this part where it came 1.5 inches down. Now you can either choose to use a pair of scissors, or you can use a blade, whichever you prefer. Now I'm going to use some long scissors, and all I'm going to do is I'm just going to aim for that middle point, and that way then I know I'm going to get a straight line. Okay, and then I'm going to turn it round, and I'm going to do the same again on this side, from that corner where we've cut down across to the middle. There we go. And that's that. Okay, so we're going to keep this piece, so just keep that to one side. This piece now is going to fold over, and this is going to become our first pocket. So this is going to become this pocket here. Okay, so you just want to make sure that if it, like here, we've got a little bit of an overlap here, slight overlap here, we can cut that off in a bit, or you can leave it. It really doesn't matter. So I'm just going to ink this to give it a bit of definition. In fact, I'm going to get some walnut stain and do some more. Bit of definition on there, just on that pocket and on that edge for the time being, on this edge and across the bottom. Obviously, if you don't want to ink it, don't ink it just because I said so. Ink it because you want to. So there we go. Cool. So like I say, this is the top pocket. So what we're going to do is going to glue this one. So we're going to work on all the sections separately. So we're going to glue this, and we're going to glue it across the bottom here. Well, we will if the glue comes out. There we go. Glue across the bottom and then up the side. You can choose to have a straight line. Mine is not so. So we're just going to fold it over and just stick it down. There we go. So that's that bit. Okay. Then what we're going to do is going to make this bottom pocket. So how is this bottom pocket made? Okay, what we're using is just using the waste from this. So we're going to pop this onto here. You just want to make sure that it sits inside that space, which it does. We might have to take a tiny bit off the edge. We're also going to just ink this. Now there's two ways you can do this. I'll just let me ink it and I will tell you. So you can either choose to have it as one whole pocket, or like I've done here, and I've just glued down the middle, so I've got two separate pockets. Entirely up to you what you do. There is no right or wrong, it's just your way. So there we go. So I've chosen to use a pattern that isn't, it's directional, but it's not really noticeable if it's not the right direction. So these stamps are actually upside down. So we're going to go across the straight bits either side and the straight bit at the bottom, and that's going to form our pocket for here. Oh sorry, and then we're going to put a line of glue just down the middle, so that's going from the point to about the middle there. If you want to fold it just to make sure you're in the middle, then you can do that, but I'm sure you won't need to if you just give yourself a bit of credence that you can do it, and I believe you can. So there we go. So you're just going to put that in there, and that's your two pockets at the bottom. So like I say, this is really simple. So then this pocket here at the side, let's just close that up for a minute. This pocket at the side, this is made by folding this one over. So this time we're just going to fold it across to the middle. So again, just lift this side up so that you're making sure you don't fold past that line. We're going to fully fold it. We're not just going to pinch it. We're going to fully fold it this time. So once it's in the right place, just put a score line on there. Okay, And now we're going to open it up, and this time we're going to put a pinch line in on this side here. So this time we're not going across to the middle part, we're going across to the middle of that side. So lift it up, push this up to that crease, and then we're going to put a score line in there, or sorry, a pinch line in there. So again, don't worry if how far down it is, I'm sure it will look great. Okay, then we're going to do another one where we come down about 1.5 inches, and we're going from this middle line here. So what I do is I just kind of butt it up against that ridge, and we're just going to put a little line on there, and we're going to go 1.5 inches down on this side. So you're going to leave this piece clear. What we're going to do now is we're going to cut from our pencil marks to our pinch point. So that's just in the middle of Einstein's eye. We're going to cut down this piece on this side down to our mark of 1.5 inches, and then we're going to cut from that bit to the middle to Einstein's eye. Sorry, Einstein. There you go. So, and then again, what we're going to do is we're going to fold this over, and this is going to become a pocket. Now, again, you can choose to make it into 2 pockets or 1 pocket. I chose to have it as 1 pocket. So what we're going to do is we're just going to, let's ink it first. Just because once we've glued it down, we don't have the chance to do anything about it afterwards. Okay, and we're going to glue across the bottom and up the side. I'm going to fold that over, and that's going to be your next pocket. Brilliant. There we go. Okay, so that's your internal pocket. So that's this one here. And then what we're going to do is just going to fold it and make sure that it folds closed. You can just make sure that that's not catching on each other. We're going to just close it up for a minute. And then what we're going to do is, so if you've got catching here, don't worry about it. If you just press it and reshape it, it's fine. You will get a slight bit of a clash on the fold and the fold down, but it'll just push itself out of the way and it's fine. Okay, so now we're going to just open it up so that we're working on this. Let's not confuse you. So we're opening it like this. Let's fold it, let's flip it over the other way, and we're going to put this piece on. This is going to go on here. Now this is what forms our tuck. So we've got our tuck bit here underneath, okay, and then we've also got this piece where we're just going to put a hole in this. So we're just going to make a hole with a hole punch of some variety. It doesn't matter if it's not bang on in the middle. Mine on my demo one wasn't bang on in the middle. There we go. So we just made a hole in it. Okay, and again I'm flipping it over so that we've got a contrast onto this side. So I'm just going to ink it before I do anything with it. Okay, and then you'll want a brad. Okay, so whatever brad you like. I didn't mind which brad I used because at the end of the day I'm not seeing it. Now you could put it in so that you can see the brad part of it, but I just liked it with the split pins as though it's one of those split pin envelopes. What are they called? Policy document, a policy envelope. Okay, so you can put that in a minute. You don't have to do that now. So because we're making a tuck, what you want to do is you want to glue at least 1/4 inch across the top. That'll just give you enough friction that this pocket will hold it. And then you want to come down about another 1/2 inch either side. Sorry, 1/2 inch, about 1/4 inch down either side. And then you're going to place that onto, remember you just want to get it the other side of the crease. Place that onto there. and glue it down. And now you can put in your brad. So just lifting that flap up. I didn't glue it in, it's just held in there by friction, and we're just gonna flatten that bit out. Okay, and then that's basically it. So all we need to do now is we just want to go around and just ink it. Now if you want to round some of these corners, please feel free to do so. It's entirely up to you what you want to do. I left the corners because I like the shabbiness of a corner every now and again. Don't always, but I do like a couple of shabby corners. And then I'm just going to ink it around the edges, just so I can't see the white edges. Don't have to go to town on it, so a bit of a dark line across the bottom and the folds. That's fine. And then you can choose to have it however you like. You can have it so that that piece is in and this bit folds down, or I like it so that this folds down and this piece folds over. And there you go. That's it. That's what I did here. It's exactly that. So we've got a tuck up here. We've got a space for this. So let's not clash with this one, but we don't mind, do we? So I'm just going to open my split pins up, close it again. This piece goes underneath the back. We open it up, then we've got a tag here that goes in this one. If you haven't glued it down too much, Dave, it does. There you go, tag in there. Open it up. We've got side-by-side tags here. Jack and Jill tags, tag holders. That's what we call, if you have a door onto a hallway and a door from a room, that's what we call it in the UK. That's what we call it, a Jack and Jill door. Okay, and then we'll pop that bit in there. A bigger tag in the top. Like I say, you can also make that into 2 tags, entirely up to you. And there we go. That's it. So that's our nice little one-sheet wonder. This folds down, this just folds over, and we've made a one-sheet wonder. You could, of course, I don't have any offcuts from this, so I chose not to make it a closure for it. But you could put a Velcro in there, or you could have a piece of string around it, or you could put a page band or whatever. But that's it. So nice little, very easy one-sheet wonder, and just another something different for the collection. So I really cannot remember what number I'm on. I'm sure I'll put it on the screen somewhere there. What number I'm on, or it might be here, or I don't know, or it could be there. I don't know. Anyway, I've got a few more to do, but I am going to make it to 52. I've actually made more than 52, but I think I'm going to leave it at 52 for the time being. So there we go. That's it. That's another one-sheet wonder from Dave. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it. Of course, give it a thumbs down if you didn't. I don't mind. But just interact with it, because not interacting is not helpful. So make sure you give it a like. Subscribe if you wish. I'd love you to. Don't forget to click the bell notification to know when I've uploaded more videos. I always upload on a I always have a scheduled release on a Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I upload it on a Sunday, so it doesn't matter when I upload it. Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays are new videos. Don't forget to share it if you think somebody else might like it, and you can always comment, and I will catch up. I'm a little bit behind with my comments, but I will definitely catch up. So don't forget, I've released some new kits onto my Ko-fi. There are some more kits coming, and I will see you in the next video. So thank you very much for watching. My name is Dash of Dave, and I love you all without exception until you give me a reason not to. So don't give me a reason not to. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care, folks. Lots of love. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Lots of hugs. And I'll see you very soon. Bye. Bye.